Video installation guide for 8-head square backlight. This tutorial is available with multilingual subtitles. You can enable subtitles for various languages. Next, we will demonstrate how to set subtitles in the language you need. Step 1. Click on Captions to turn on the subtitles. Step 2. Click on Setting. Then click on Captions. Choose Auto Translate. And then select the language you need. Step 3. Press play on the video, and you'll see the subtitles in your chosen language. Here are the subtitles in the language you chose. How to assemble the light. Check components. These are all the standard components and accessories included in the package. This model of light fixture consists of a total of 8 square components. 4 large square components are installed around the periphery. 4 small square components are installed in the center. This is the front of the large square component. Please note that its back has 2 holes. This is the front of the small square component. The back of the small square component has only 1 hole. The fixing tubes installed on the square components come into specification: long tubes and short tubes. This is the short tube, which has a short threaded end and a long threaded end. This is the long tube, which has a short threaded end and a long threaded end. Please note the distinction between the long and short fixed tubes. Fixed tube assembly. Align the short threaded end of the short fixing tube with the lamp hole of the large square component. Thread the wires through the fixing tube first, then screw the tube into the component's hole. Align the short threaded end of the long fixing tube with the lamp hole of the small square component. Thread the wires through the fixing tube first, then screw the tube into the component's hole. Next, install the remaining fixing tubes and components following the previous example. Install the large square component. Align the large square component with the installed short tube to the 4 pairs of holes around the perimeter of the base. First, thread the wires through the holes, then adjust and secure the 4 lamp holders in place. Use nuts to secure the components to the chassis. Finally, use a small wrench to tighten the nuts. Here is the assembled effect of the large square component. Install the small square component. Align the small square component with the installed long tube to the 4 holes in the center of the base. Make sure to thread the wires through the holes first, then adjust and secure the 4 small square components in place. Use nuts to fasten the components to the chassis. Tighten the nuts with a small wrench. Here is the assembled effect of the small square components. Wire connection. Insert the main white wire of the adapter into the largest port on the collector. Next, connect the other wire of the adapter to the wire from the light base. Connect the wires of each square light head to the collector. Tip: the wires can be inserted into any port on the collector. Ensure all wires are securely connected to avoid any loosening. Check all nuts and screws to ensure the fixture is securely installed. How to install the light on the ceiling. Safety warning: disconnect power supply before installation to avoid electric shock. Warning: install the light fixture securely in a load-bearing location to prevent potential hazards such as fixture falling, electric shock, or injury. Here are the required parts and components. You will also need to prepare some auxiliary tools: drill, ladder, electric screwdriver, hammer, insulated gloves, insulation tape. For concrete ceilings, please use plastic expansion bolts and pointed screws. For wooden ceilings, only screws are needed. First, ensure that the holes on the outer ring of the cross bracket are precisely aligned with the 4 holes on the light base. Use a marker to accurately mark the corresponding points for the light base hose on the cross bracket. At each marked point, insert a screw and secure it with a nut. Use a wrench to tighten the nuts to prevent screws from shifting, ensuring a perfect fit with the land base. You can test the cross bracket with screws tightened to see if it perfectly aligns with the 4 holes. If it doesn't align perfectly, adjust it until it matches perfectly. For wooden ceilings, place the cross bracket steadily at the predetermined ceiling mounting location. Use an electric screwdriver to secure pointed screws into the holes on the cross bracket. For concrete ceilings, place the cross bracket at the desired installation location and mark the positions for the screw holes with a marker. Use a drill to first drill holes at the marked positions. Drill holes 2 to 5 mm deeper than the length of the expansion bolts, with a diameter that matches the bolts. Insert plastic expansion bolts into the holes to secure them. Remove debris and dust from the holes. Use an electric screwdriver to screw pointed screws into the holes, securing the cross bracket. Repeated warning: disconnect power before installation. Connect the ground wire using insulation tape to protect the circuit and prevent electrical leakage that could damage the light fixture. Without a ground wire, or if not connecting one, just the neutral and live wires will still allow the light fixture to function normally. Connect the indoor neutral and live wires to the corresponding neutral and live wires of the adapter through the terminal block. Alternatively, you can use insulation tape to connect the live and neutral wires. Pay attention to distinguish between live and neutral wires. Install the entire light fixture on the ceiling, allowing the screws of the cross bracket to pass through the holes in the lamp base. Use nuts to secure the screws to the lamp base, tightening them to ensure that the light fixture is completely fixed to the ceiling. Note: if possible, connect the adapter to the indoor wires and test the light fixture for functionality before securing it to the ceiling. Install it only after successful testing. How to pair the remote control with the light. First, install 2 AA batteries into the remote control. The light will turn on when connected to the power supply. Normally, the remote control and the light are paired at the factory, and you can directly use the remote control to control the light. If the remote control cannot control the light, as shown in the video, the light does not respond when you press the on/off button on the remote control. Then you need to repair the remote control with the light. The steps are as follows. Within 5 seconds after turning on the light, short press the pairing button. The light will flash, indicating that the remote control and the light have been successfully paired. Note: if you do not perform the pairing operation within 5 seconds of turning on the light, the pairing will time out, and you will need to turn the light off and on again before pairing. How to unpair the remote control and the light. When you no longer want to use the remote control to operate the light, follow these steps to unpair the remote control. Within 5 seconds of turning on the light, press and hold the power button for about 3 seconds. The light will flash, indicating that the remote control and the light have been successfully unpaired. If you want to use the remote control again, you can repeat the initial pairing steps. Remote control function instructions. Short press this button to turn off the light. Short press this button to turn on the light. Long press or short press the brightness minus button to decrease the brightness of the light. Long press or short press the brightness plus button to increase the brightness of the light. Long press or short press the left color temperature adjustment K button to increase the color temperature value, gradually changing to cool light. Long press or short press the right color temperature adjustment K button to decrease the color temperature value, gradually changing to warm light. Short press this button to switch the color temperature of the light. Switch to natural light mode. Switch to cool light mode. Switch to warm light mode. Press this button briefly to toggle the light between half bright and full bright modes. Half bright mode, 50% of natural light brightness. Full bright mode, maximum natural light brightness. Short press this button to switch to sleep mode, with the light adjusted to 10% brightness of the natural light. Short press this button to turn on the ambient light. Press again to switch the ambient light to different colors. Continue pressing to cycle through the colors. The fourth press of the light button will turn off the ambient light. Short press this button to set a delayed turn off. The light will blink once, indicating that the light will automatically turn off after a 2-minute delay. App pairing tutorial. Scan the QR code to download the Lamp Smart Pro app. Turn on Bluetooth before opening the app. Note, the app requires Bluetooth. If Bluetooth disconnects, reconnect it for the app to work. Open the app and allow Bluetooth usage. Add a device name to facilitate switching controls. Because this app can be used on various models of lighting fixtures, adding a device name makes it easier to manage the lights. Within 5 seconds after turning on the light, click the pairing button. Once the light flashes, it indicates that the app has successfully paired with the light. Note, if you do not perform the pairing operation within 5 seconds of turning on the light, the pairing will time out. You will need to turn off the light and then turn it back on before continuing with the pairing process. App Unpairing tutorial. If you do not want to use the app to control this light, you can unpair it. Turn on the light and press the clear pairing button within 5 seconds. If the light flashes, it indicates that the pairing has been successfully cleared. Afterward, the app will no longer be able to control the light. App function instructions. Preset modes. We offer for preset modes that allow you to quickly adjust the lighting to suit different scenes. Custom mode. If the preset modes of the ceiling light do not meet your needs, you can manually adjust the settings to enter custom mode. White light mode. This mode is suitable for activities that require more visual brightness, such as working or studying. Yellow light mode. This mode provides soft and warm tone light, ideal for resting and relaxing. Natural light mode. This mode offers even and neutral color temperature, suitable for various activities like reading and everyday lighting. Night light mode. This mode typically provides very soft, low brightness light for nighttime illumination, especially suitable for bedrooms. Brightness adjustment. Slide this bar to the right to increase the brightness of the light, or slide it to the left to decrease the brightness of the light. Color temperature adjustment. Adjust the color temperature by clicking or sliding the pointer on the disc. Moving the pointer to the left gradually warms the color temperature, while moving it to the right gradually cools the color temperature. Short press this button to turn on the ambient light. Press again to switch the ambient light to different colors. Continue pressing to cycle through the colors. The fourth press of the light button will turn off the ambient light. Timer mode. You can set how long before the light turns off. Once set, the light will blink once to indicate the timer is set successfully. Note, after the timer is set successfully, do not switch the light mode. Otherwise, the timer will be invalid and need to be reset. After 1 minute, the light will automatically turn off. The function illustrated by this button is not applicable to this model of the light. Please ignore it. Thank you for watching.